going down to the North Melbourne rooms now, and this is an interview which will be worth listening to because it's with a man who hasn't played for quite a few weeks. When Geelong played North Melbourne, or when North played Geelong in the first half of the draw, he played his 300th game. Shortly after that, he was out of business with a knee injury, and some feel that he might be out of business for keeps. We might find out as we go down and hear Ian Robertson with Wayne Schimmelbusch.
Well, Wayne, I think the last time I did an interview in the rooms was when you were beaten by Hawthorn, and the tone was very similar. Obviously very disappointed with today's performance.
Yeah, well, today's performance was really a disgrace, and I think all the boys now are feeling sorry for supporters and for themselves. It was a very poor effort. I don't think we had any good players at all, and we were hoping that we could finish the year off and perhaps make a top three, but performances like that we probably don't deserve to make the five.
Well, what happens in a case like this? You've had 5 fairly good wins, and then you come up against a team that perhaps you may have expected to beat, and you've only kicked 3 goals until three-quarter time.
Well, it's really been a problem with us for the last 4 or 5 years. Although we got absolutely hiding today, there's been a couple of times over the last 2 or 3 years where the similar sort of things happened. I think Geelong beat us easily about 3 years ago down at Geelong by about 20 goals. Fitzroy did the same thing one day, and it's obviously a worry for the club when there doesn't seem to be any fighting qualities about a lot of players on some days. Obviously, we've had a lot of good wins over the last couple of years, and we are capable of fighting it right out to the end, as some of the results prove. But they got the jump at us today, and it was just disappointing that we weren't able to make at least a fight it out with them.
Well, Geelong aren't that much better than North Melbourne. What sort of things would John say to the players after the game?
Well, he probably basically said to them that Geelong won the game because they were prepared to give them first and get the ball first, especially in the first half. That's really what set the pattern for the game. I think we come back a bit in the last quarter, but by then the game was all over, and it was perhaps Geelong relaxed a bit. But really, a football game, if you're going to win a football game, you've got to get in and get the ball first, and that's what we didn't do in the first half.
Would the build-up have been okay for this match?
Yes, I think the spirit around the club in the last couple of weeks, last month or so, has been very good, and we've trained pretty hard in the last week or so, and as I said, we're getting close to the final, so all the players really should have been switched on, prepared for another hard game, and to take the 4 points a game. Well,
how about you? You've hurt your knee, 5 or 6 weeks ago. Is there any chance you'll play this year?
Well, I had around 10, I think, did my knee, and had an operation the week after, and there's very little chance that I'll be right again this year.
How about next year?
Still something I'm thinking about, Ian. Obviously, I'm getting a bit sick of getting injured all the time. I'll just see how it comes up. I'll probably go through the process of doing pre-season training, and if the knee looks like standing up, I'll probably try again.
Well, a very disappointing day for North Melbourne, I'm sure, and hopefully they'll look for better things from next week. And I'm sure the supporters will want you to stay in the 5 and put up some sort of performance in the finals.
Yeah, well, there's still 5 games to go. We're not going to lose complete confidence in ourselves on today's performance. We're going to go back to the training track in the next couple of weeks. We've got a week off next week and work really hard in the next couple of weeks and make sure that we win 4 or 5 of the last 5 games.
Thanks, Wayne.
Thanks,